Yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the news episode of Sports Talk Central. My name's Adeep Mahmood. I'm with my normal co-host Hunter, and today we're going to do a special episode where we're actually live streaming the Virginia Tech game. And by the way, Virginia Tech just sacked Jack Cohn for a on third down. Who was it? Who's 11?
Thanks for being ahead of me. I'm like 20. I'm like probably 10
Oh yeah,
seconds behind you.
sorry about that.
Give me a sec here. Let me watch this. Who sacked him?
11.
Oh, isn't that Griffin? No, that's not Griffin, is it?
Me, I'll
11. I'm trying to remember who that is actually. That's not. Oh, is it? Oh, no, is it? I think it's Barno, right? Yeah, that's Barno.
oh yeah.
Jeez, I
But
can't.
yeah, that's a good
He's
start.
been
Yeah, I will. Yeah,
he's
I
been
will.
so he's been so quiet lately, so it's been hard to get a read on it.
Yeah. So what I'll. Yeah. So yeah. Now that it's good that you told me that you're about 20 seconds behind. The reason why I'm doing it upstairs is because so I can catch it in live. But yeah. So
Mm,
I will. Yeah. So. Like I said, I think we'll just talk about some of the other stuff like the MLB playoffs a little bit as this goes on.
mm.
Um. But I mean, yeah. So let's see. What are you looking for in this first drive other than passes down the field and not making mistakes?
That's basically all I'm looking for is just like actual good play calling and not a bunch of conservative stuff. You have the number 14 country playing here, right?
Yeah.
They're coming off a really bad loss to Cincinnati. They're pissed off. You probably want to make them a little more pissed off. And they're starting a quarterback that's, he's not nearly as good as people make him out to be. So let's see if they can actually just be aggressive, is my main thing. Not for this like garbage with going conservative.
Oh yeah. For sure. By the way, Braves are up against Braves are leading the Brewers 3-0, and at the end of seven.
What's the series there? Is that 1-0 or is it just
And
game one?
Brewers won yesterday, so it's Braves. So it's Braves are looking to tie it.
Okay. So the Milwaukee won yesterday. Gotcha.
Yeah, like I am
So
not.
there was a screen pass. So it's just like being dumb for the sake of being stupid.
Yeah, I mean, this play call is not looking so good so far. Uh, I mean, like, going back to the MLB playoffs, you have guys. I think that look, we all can criticize Houston for cheating, but they have a good team. Like, let's be honest, they got a solid team.
No, they do, and you were texting me yesterday because it's almost like a small price to play for salvation, as Stan says. With the White Sox with um, Tony La Russa versus the
Yeah.
cheating Astros. It's like, wow, who do you root for here? But I mean,
Well,
it's
just also keep in mind, Larusa also he does have cheating allegations with him.
yeah, that's right.
All right, yeah. So it looks like they wasted a good field position there. One thing I'm
I'm
really
watching it now.
worried
Yeah,
about,
nice
yeah,
job, Burmeister. Great pass, dude.
one player I'm really worried about, especially if you're the Tech offense, is Kyle Hamilton. I think that's a guy I'm really worried about.
He's good. Yes.
Yeah, so I would say, but yeah, I mean, yeah, going back to baseball, I mean, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the Yankees now. I mean, how bad do
Mhm.
you think? How bad of a situation are they in right now?
Yeah, I mean, did you see Aaron Boone's quote after the year where everyone just clowned on
Yeah, and I don't know if he's going to be back. I mean, I think he would be fired before
him?
Cashman would.
Yeah, he would, I think, for sure. That they try to say like we got to get back to our winning ways, and all the Yankees fans were like, "Dude, we haven't won in 12 years. What are you talking about?" So it's yeah, that team's a mess there. They got Garrett Cole got exposed in that wild card game, man. That was pretty bad.
He's been a little bit exposed since the whole spider tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, because here's my big issue with the Yankees. Uh, they are a three true outcomes team. Like they walk home
Mm,
run. No, it's like walk, home run, or strike out, and they hit a home run or strike out most of the time. And I think that
mm,
the problem that with that is you can do that in the regular season where you're playing against teams like Baltimore. And by the way, it is a little embarrassing that
uh,
Baltimore spent 8 days in first place and the Yankees spent 1 day in first place.
yes. It's That is actually kind of embarrassing. But usually, it is probably at the beginning of the season, so people are just going to use that as an argument. But it is still pretty funny. I'll say that.
Yeah, and then because the Orioles, by the way, do have the number one overall pick. I don't like the I am a little annoyed by them getting a number one overall pick, not because the draft class is bad. It's because there is this polarizing prospect, Elijah Green, who's a high
Mm,
school outfielder, and a lot of the people seem to think that the Orioles will take Elijah Green. And the problem that I have with taking Elijah Green is that he's a high schooler when the Orioles have drafted college last few years. He also plays
mm,
outfield where the Orioles are deep in there. But the other thing is his strikeout rate. He struck out 34% of the time as a high school junior, and that's
mm.
not good, right? But you can say, well,
Yes.
yeah, well, because you want to be around 22 to 25% if you're a prospect in college. If you're a high schooler, you want to be at below 20%, especially if it's like number one overall pick. But the problem that they're about to start Notre Dame's about to start a second drive. But the problem that the other
Mm.
I have, okay, come on, hold on. Good. Come on. So they
Quiet. Stop spoiling it.
I'm not sorry. So yeah. So they had the problem that I have is with the fact that if you strike out 34% of the time, you have to hit for a really high average because I'm fine with striking out 34% of the time if you hit like 500 because that's
Yes.
good. Apparently the guy hit 321.
Mm.
Yeah, the guy hit 321. That's the big concern that I have. So you're getting a guy like this is the guy that right now he's a high schooler, so he's raw. He is. I get it, he's a 5 tool guy. I get all that stuff. I get his projection's pretty good, but he strikes out almost over a third of the time. But he also has a 321 batting average. So it's not like you can rely on the batting average. It's not like you can rely on the batting average and say, well, that's fine. So I mean, they're gonna go college. I mean, looks like they're gonna go after. Looks like my prediction is they're gonna draft Brooks Lee, a shortstop from Cal Poly. Now, the only thing I will say,
Mm.
I mean, and granted, let's be honest, let's also, I mean, the Orioles did have a Hall of Famer play on the infield named Brooks. Uh,
Mm.
so you might as well get a shortstop. All right. So what was the last play you saw?
It's 3rd and 2 right now, and I think they just got it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Um, but what do you think? Do you think that the Notre Dame did the right thing, bringing starting Jack Cohn instead of Pine or Tyler
I
Buck?
don't I don't really think they did, to be honest, because he just was not good last week against Cincinnati. He just was really struggling. Um, so that's gonna be yeah, because he's look at him now. That play, okay, that was a nice catch actually, but he just does not look good under pressure. I think is another big thing. That was a nice throw though,
Yeah.
at least under pressure at least. But it's like I mean, the good part is I hope everyone took the under in this game. It's 47. I do not think you're going to see a lot of scoring here.
You're not.
There's a reason why it's a pick 'em. So I would be kind of surprised if this was honestly like a 30-27 game or something like that, or 31-24.
Yeah, did you see the next play?
I'm about to watch it right now. There's a toss play, and that's a nice tackle for a loss. Is that
Waller, I believe.
Jermaine? Yeah, he's. Where do you think he'll be drafted? I think he's going to
Uh,
go
second,
mid round
third, I
pick.
think second or
Yeah,
third round. Because you got to think about teams with. You got to think about that the NFL wants guys who are. They want guys like corners. They want their corners to be bigger and like basically guys like corners that could shift to safety and basically cover tight ends if they need to. And I think that Waller is one of the guys that can do that, and he does have that
mhm,
track record from a couple years ago. And
yeah,
because the only thing stopping him from being in for being a first rounder, in my opinion, is that he doesn't have the track record. But I
I
feel
agree.
he also does have the promise that if they were that if a team really did like him, they could justify giving a second round pick to the guy,
Yes,
second or third round pick to the guy um, for it, and then and I think that that's where I think he's go. Do you think that's where he's going to go?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. Okay, let me just see this play here. 3rd and 6. Um, okay, I don't know why they. That's a 4th down, but they might go for it here. So if there's like a Mullen this everyone, I am just writing something for this site right now. It's just because I did you see Iowa got the win against Penn
Yeah,
State? Matt Hagan's got the big game
yeah.
selling
Iowa's a
interception.
good team. Iowa's a solid team.
They're solid, but Petros is not that good.
Right. I mean, did you see what? I mean, they demolished Maryland. Now, granted, Maryland's not the best team out there,
They
but
they also got demolished by Ohio State today.
oh yeah. Do you think like? And speaking of Maryland, there, do you think that who do you think is going to have a better career, Tua? Because Talia is the Maryland quarterback. Do you think?
Tala is he's pretty good though.
Yeah, like, do you think Talia is going to end up having a better career than Tua?
I'm not. I think it's too early to say, to be honest.
Because the reason why I think he might have a better career is because um uh, okay so the reason why I think he might have a better career is because Tua, when he came into the draft, you got to keep in mind Tua was the guy that, like, this was like was the guy people were tanking for. Like, this was like, you know how they stuck for luck type of campaign. Like,
Yes.
they wanted like, Tua was that guy. Now it just so happened that the team that we thought was going to tank for Tua was able to pick at 5 or 6, and then they were able to get that guy. But then part of that was also because was he in the same draft as Joe Burrow, or was that, no, that wasn't the same draft. That was the year before, right?
I think it was. Yes.
So I mean, that was probably not Lawrence, not Joe Burrow. Not, I can't remember the quarterback because I know there was someone else. It might have been Joe Burrow, but they luckily got him. But so I think they had all those expectations for Tua, and then people overcame, like, ignored the injury concerns that Tua clearly has.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
and then you have to imagine Talia, if he gets picked, he might be in a situation where in the second, third, fourth round, where you might have a winning team or a team that's more equipped. Like, for example, the Saints, right? The Saints, I don't know
Mhm.
if Jameis is their answer, but maybe it's something like they draft Talia in the third round because they don't think Ian Book is the future. So now Talia is now in a better situation. So that's why I think he's he might be a better quarterback, but that's not his fault because he's going to be put in a better situation than Tua would be.
Yeah. I would say that. I mean, I don't think he's gonna like develop as much there just because it's Maryland, right? I mean, I like what Loxley has done, but if look at the teams they beat, right? I mean, it was what Kent State beat,
Yep.
a bunch of other bad teams. I'm pretty sure. I don't really. I can't really
I'll check.
remember all.
I'm gonna check Maryland right now on the app.
Yeah, it just they weren't like sincerely good teams, and now they're like he's playing good competition and he's getting exposed a bit. So how high is his ceiling? I just that's the big
I have
question
no.
with me.
They beat West Virginia by 6. They beat Howard and they beat Illinois and they beat Kent State before beating Iowa and beating Ohio State. Losing to Notre Dame.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, they got Minnesota, Indiana, Penn State, Michigan State. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. But I'm gonna look at the standings right now. I think we're in pretty good shape for the Coastal right now.
I saw, yeah. So North Carolina, did you see what happened to them
They're
today?
overrated. They are overrated.
They are very overrated. I'm looking to see if I know any of these people on TV right now, and the fact that all these people are like still here just goes to show how old I am, dude. I'll be 24 next month, and all these people are like a bunch of sophomores and juniors. It is so crazy to look at.
What was the
It, it
last play you saw? Oh,
it's first down right now. Oh God, he just did a jump pass. Okay, that was actually not bad to Nick Gallo. Pretty sure
I
that was
really
Gallo,
want
right?
them to use Nick Gallo more.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's not used enough um, ever since James Mitchell just got hurt.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the standings, I think the team that right now provides the biggest challenge is Pitt. I think that's the team that's going to provide the biggest challenge to Tech. Because when I look
Yes,
at it, conference losses, like I know ESPN currently has UVA as third, but the thing is UVA has two conference losses, and then Tech and Pitt are both undefeated. And next week against Pitt, that's going to be huge because if we can win that,
that is that's a bigger game, man, than this one. I mean, I'll just say that off the bat. Like, I mean, that's just like not even debatable. I think. Okay, the big boy is in now, Connor Blumbrick. Okay, I didn't even. He really is a tank.
Jesus, he's like look. I mean, he's not as big as Logan Thomas, but he
Yeah.
kind of play. He
Wow,
just
look at that run. Oh my gosh.
like you can. I mean, that's the thing though. Yeah, keep going.
I mean, that was a gorgeous run. They need to use that play more, I think.
I mean, I feel like he's not like I don't know how good how confident. Okay, uh, okay, yeah. Wait, when you see the next play, tell me when you see the next play because there's a couple things there I like.
Okay, let me see it. I just posted my Iowa story. Sorry about that. Let me
No
just
problem. No
see
problem.
here. Okay, so nice motion. Okay, whatever motion. Okay. Wow, play action from shotgun. Okay, but honestly, I think his best throw of the season. I'm not even joking you. I think that might be his best throw of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I think Braxton's a better quarterback than people give him credit for. I think it's just it's more it's
Did you see the Hendon Hooker like stuff
yeah.
today?
Oh yeah. I mean, oh my yeah. Hendon's definitely playing well at Tennessee for sure.
Yeah, it just I don't know. It just like gives off like a bad taste in my mouth.
I think Quincy's playing pretty well at North Dakota State. But I mean, but then again, that's a lower level conference.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. I mean, but speaking. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah.
That was a little too far ahead. And
Yeah.
that's PI. Yeah, it looks like it was PI.
Yeah. I mean, I keep forgetting you are like your piece, like your 10th, 22nd.
Stop it.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything.
No, I know. No, I'm just
Yeah,
naming.
no. So, but the point I would bring up the Tennessee thing is like Tennessee's in the SEC. I mean, I don't know. Speaking of SEC, we know that Oklahoma and Texas are going to be in the SEC.
Yeah,
Do you think that? Where do you think they would rank right now? Because I think they're in the bottom.
honestly, dude, they are in the bottom. Like, did you see what happened with the Oklahoma quarterback
Yeah,
today? He was bad. I mean, that I love the Red River rivalry game though because it is always fun. You know you're going to get a high scoring game between the two,
that
and
that's my concern. That's the reason why I think that like he's not. That's why I think that those two teams are not going to be good in the SEC because they don't play. They don't like the teams that Texas and Oklahoma play. They don't play defense. Let's be honest. They don't.
yeah, I mean, now you got to go up against Alabama, who has the best defense. And oh, I will say this too, Indeed. Think about this: Alabama and Georgia. I was watching that Penn State Iowa game. They would smoke both of those teams by 30. I think they honestly would crush both of those teams.
And then I mean I don't know. I mean I don't know what's I don't know whether what's more.
And they're probably going to meet in the national championship too. Just so you
Yeah.
know.
Georgia, by the way, has a like I don't like I know that like I think both Ravens and
Oh, there
Steelers.
you go. Nice play, Burmeister. Okay,
Yeah,
that was actually not bad.
yeah. Um, I think that I think with Georgia, I think what they're showing is like you know how like Notre Dame's like the place to go for linemen, like
Yes, yes.
and Iowa as well. This Georgia defense, like Jordan Davis, I know that they have some solid like they have some good they have some good
Let's see if they can finish this drive here. We keep going. They need to
yeah.
third and short here. You gotta like just don't be a baby here. Just don't go conservative.
Keep it
I hate.
simple. Keep it
Yeah,
simple. Take
be quiet. Be quiet here. I just want to
okay.
see they're going under center here. What? Okay, that was the weirdest. Wow. Hell yeah. I did not expect that to work.
Yeah, that's what I mean by keep these plays simple because the last thing you want to do is try to be the smartest person in the room in the red zone, especially that close. Because now the problem that you have is the defense
Mm-hmm.
already has that advantage.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, man, that's like I don't know.
I literally don't even know how that was scored. Like the line got no push, and then Blackshear's like, okay, I'll do this myself.
Why do you think Blackshear is actually making more of an impact this year than he was last year? I know
Well,
they had Herbert.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's Khalil. It was Khalil Herbert. That's why.
Yeah, I think and he
I mean,
also
you can't do much when you have a running back that goes. Khalil Herbert went in the second round, right? Was he a second round pick
third,
against the Bears?
fourth rounder. And
Oh,
by the
fourth
way,
rounder.
he might be
Yeah,
running back one this week.
him with Justin Fields, baby. That's gonna be fun to watch. But no, like
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
Nagy's an idiot. Oh, Nagy's an idiot, complete moron.
Matt Nagy can just get lost, man. He's so bad.
Do you think he gets
Apparently,
fired?
I got at the end of the year, if they're not good, then yes. Also, I just got a cool story. So apparently, Iowa fans rushed the field against number 4 Penn State. Okay, you're the higher ranked team, and you're rushing the field. No, like that's just like so stupid, man.
Oh my.
I really hope that Tech fans don't rush the field tonight too. Like
Yeah.
Notre Dame is not good. I mean, they're good, but they're not that good, right? I mean,
Like
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost just because we're not good either. But they're number 14. I mean, you shouldn't even rush the field for North Carolina, who was number 10, and we all know how overrated they were, right? So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, Notre Dame just. I mean, no, like North Carolina just looks really bad. I mean, how
I saw
many?
UVA also got ridiculously lucky again today.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, the thing with UVA is they already have two conference losses. I think the two teams in front of them, us and Pitt, have zero. So I think that's the tough part.
Yeah, and they go to Pitt later, so that's going to be interesting. Their next 2 games though are pretty winnable. I think they played Duke and Georgia Tech at home. They should win
Georgia
those,
Tech,
but
Georgia Tech's an interesting one
yeah,
because
they played Clemson tough that 1 week, right? They almost beat
yeah,
them.
and they beat
North Carolina.
no, yeah, I think they beat North Carolina. I
Yeah,
mean, man, do you think Mac Brown makes it? I mean, how badly do you think that seasons like this hurt North Carolina in their recruiting?
I think you'll see some transfers. This is why I don't understand why all these kids wanted to go there. Like Mac Brown's not that good of a coach. He hasn't been for some time. This team was overrated coming in. They had that Downs kid as a receiver and Sam Howell coming back, and that was it. Why are you committing there when it was just
I have
honestly it was just weird.
here's the reason. I'm gonna let you finish your thoughts before
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Jordan Brand.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that.
Jordan Brand. I honestly think that is the only reason. That's the biggest reason because the merch you get there is going like like North Carolina is getting the best stuff for Georgia. That's just a given. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. So I'm a little ahead of you. I mean, I think what was it? Notre Dame. Okay. Uh,
yeah.
Pitt's
They're kicking off right now.
Pitt's
They're
on the
kicking
bye.
off right now. Pitt is on a bye week. That's going to be Kenny Pickett. Do you think Kenny Pickett is going to be a good quarterback if he's drafted?
Depends on the situation. I think Kenny Pickett is a smart quarterback. I think
Okay.
that granted, it feels like he's been at Pitt for the past 20 years,
It
but
has. Yeah.
I mean, I think Kenny Pickett is a smart quarterback. I mean, I think that um, like like what it's like Baker's more considered more of a traditional quarterback than like someone like Lamar.
Yeah.
I don't think he's Baker. I think it really depends on where Kenny Pickett's going because you got to think about quarterbacks in this draft class. I mean, I think it's going to be very clear that the guys we think about that we thought at the beginning of the season were going to get picked early are not the ones that are going to get picked early because you have
Mhm.
guys like Spencer Rattler. It would not surprise me if he's not picked um, within the first 15 picks. Like he might be a bottom first rounder. I mean,
Yeah.
he's all hype. Sam Howell is overrated. Um, who else was? I mean,
Sam
Carson.
Howell, I mean, Matt Corral of Ole Miss, I think he's really good. I will say
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I was gonna
Yeah.
bring up like guys like Matt Corral. He's one. Carson Strong could be an option, like a Wilson, like a Wilson, Zach Wilson type meteor helium guy for me. I think Kenny Pickett could be a first rounder. Like he could legitimately be a first rounder at this point.
I think he really could. Yeah.
Yeah, so he could be a first rounder. It's tough. I mean, I thought Talia was going to be like he could be a second rounder, but I think Talia's probably a third, fourth rounder. I mean, so it really is like this quarterback class. I think
Go ahead. I'm watching this play right now on third
yeah
and 7 to see if they can stop them here.
yeah
Wow, nice play. That's beautiful.
that's
This guy,
Fuga, right?
this guy's not good, man. He's not.
Is that Fuga?
Yeah, I believe that was Fugo.
Yeah, I mean, I think what's gonna be pretty interesting here is you're gonna see a lot of defensive players get picked early. Like you know how
I think
like
so too. Yeah.
because especially like if the Lions if the Lions go in there pick at one, I feel like they would take a guy like the Kayvon Thibodeau from Oregon, the pass rusher.
Yes.
I,
He was out for the Ohio State game, I'm pretty sure, but and they still won without him, which just goes to show how deep they are. But he is really good, and I would not be surprised if that is a top 5 pick. Oh my God, I thought Tavion was going to take that back.
yeah, I mean, I think that we need to see Tavion in space more often here, but I think that this drive can be really huge here because
Mm-hmm.
if they can go in there and make this a big lead, now you got the stadium, you got home field advantage. Like there's very few stadium that give you a home field advantage like Lane Stadium, especially late
I
night.
agree.
But it's gonna be huge there. But I think it's gonna be as strong. I think you're gonna see a lot more defensive players get picked in the first round. I think Evan Neal, the lineman. I think. Where do you think Derek Stingley is gonna like? Do you think Stingley is going like? Where do you think he's gonna get picked? Because I know that injury is gonna really hurt his stock.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Maybe late first or something.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, he's definitely a first round pick.
Or yeah, it might be late first. It could go as late as like the second or something, maybe. See,
Yeah,
that was a stupid play. Let's see what they can dial up here. They have such great field position, and that should be offside. Was that offside or was that a false start?
I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you.
Uh, that
Uh,
should be offside, if I'm not mistaken. If they're going to call it that, yeah, it is.
yeah,
Okay.
no. I mean, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. I think that Kyle Hamilton probably will be a top 5 pick. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think Kyle Hamilton will be a top 5 pick for sure. I mean, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I mean, who do you think right now? Is there anyone that you think the Steelers should draft?
Corral, I think, is my number one guy. To be honest, um, I think I like Malik Willis a lot too. Oh, Jesus Christ! How did he even? There is no way he just got out of that. God,
He's an athlete, man. I like
yeah,
Brown.
he is.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, athletes and quarterbacks are two different things. Like,
Yeah, this is a solid first quarter. I'll take it. But the thing is, they can't remember what happened with North Carolina? They kept them in the game too long, right? Go for the kill here. They're the number 14 team in the country. Look how many recruits are at the game too. There's like
oh yeah, like they're recruiting up to
plenty.
25.
Yeah, there's a ton of big time recruits at the game that are taking this in. Nice catch. Oh, there you go, Tavion. Beautiful.
See what I mean about putting Tavion in space and seeing what he can do. I mean, it's
He's.
gonna be
Do you
really.
do you think he's their best receiver, or do you think they should feed Trey Turner more?
Uh, I think
I think Trey is not utilized enough. I've hated how they've used
It's
him.
tough. I think it's close to flipping a coin between the both of them.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, let me ask you a question. Like, who would you rather have right now? Like right now, if you had the choice of Trey Turner and Tavian Robinson, or Isaiah Ford and Cam Phillips, who would you rather have?
Oh, I think I have to go with the latter, man. I love Tavion and Trey, but Cam Phillips and um, Isaiah were so good, and with Bucky Hodges. Oh, here's a good one: James Mitchell, Tavion Robinson, Trey Turner versus Bucky Hodges, Isaiah Ford, and Cam Phillips.
Who's the quarterback in that? Who's the quarterback in that situation?
Hendon Hooker versus Gerard Evans.
Ooh.
I'm probably taking Gerard with them because I love Gerard so much. Is that a catch? I think so, right?
Yeah, it should be a catch.
Oh, but he's going to be rolled down. Will he be short?
No, I think he was past the line on that one. That's tough. I mean, I would probably go in that situation with Mitchell, Turner, and Tavion because I think that those three, if I'm constructing an offense,
Yeah.
I think that the athleticism of those three, because I think that as great as Bucky Hodges is, the problem with Bucky Hodges is he didn't have the yards after catch that I would have liked more, like someone of his size. And
Yeah, that's true. I'll give you that.
I mean, both are good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you give me an
But
option,
Bucky was also he was like so tall though.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love to have Bucky Hodges or James Mitchell. But I'm saying right now, if you're telling me if you're crafting an offense right now, right, and
Yeah.
you want the most athletic people on the field, I think you could. And if you're telling me right now, you have Trey Turner, who's a great jump ball guy. You've got Tavion Robinson, who's great in space. Because, like we said a couple
Mhm.
weeks ago, if you can make plays on special teams, you can make plays on the field, in the middle of the field. And you have a guy like James Mitchell, who's slightly more versatile than a Bucky Hodges.
Mhm.
You can it doesn't matter
Oh,
if your
they
quarterback.
did. Oh, they did get the first down. Okay, good, good, good. Keep going, keep going.
Yeah, if it doesn't matter if you have, it gives you more freedom with the quarterback, right? So you don't need because what you want is you want guys who are athletic because that increases the variables that you are forcing the defense to play with. The problem is if you go with guys who are traditional big players, they're fine. But the issue that you would get with those guys is you want a guy like a Lamar Jackson. You want a guy like a Braxton Burmeister with a better arm or Hendon Hooker because their ability to be mobile and throw the ball adds an extra dimension that you have to
Mhm.
watch out for. Now, if you have a group of players who are athletic, it does with the quarterback you can have the quarterback be a bit more immobile, because now you have the athleticism of the receivers who can make the plays. So then it all depends on who your offensive linemen are. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, I agree. I agree. I hear you on that.
So that's why for me, I'm focusing more on the athleticism. I mean, I'm terrified next year seeing because some of these guys might not like. Um, Mitchell's going to be here next year. Tavion
Well,
might be here.
Tavion should be. Trey's a senior, right?
He's probably gone after this year anyway.
I
So
feel like he is. Yeah,
I mean, where do you think he gets drafted?
that's a mid-round pick. I think maybe fourth round.
I mean, let me if hypothetically if he let's and take away the fact that he went to Virginia Tech. Like take away the fact he's a Hokie.
Mhm.
If Smith Schuster does not resign with Pittsburgh and
Yeah,
Tavion and no not Tavion but Trey Turner is there in the third round, would you take Trey Turner as a
yeah,
Smith
I would. I think I would.
even if let's say that Trey Turner was still the same type of player, but he didn't go to Virginia Tech, like he didn't go to a team that your college team that you were emotionally invested in, you would still take Trey Turner.
Yes, I would.
I mean,
I think in the right offense, you can unlock a lot with his skill set. I think he's a lot better than some people give him credit for.
and I think right now, like like with the Ravens, if you asked me a month ago, I would have said absolutely. But here's the thing,
Yeah.
Ravens. Here's the thing, Marquise Brown, he's actually developing. For
Mhm.
one, Sammy Watkins, he's actually pretty good. And it looks like Sammy Watkins will probably stay in Baltimore because he does have more value in this type of offense than he does in other teams.
Mhm.
He's only 28, so he'll be 28 at the end of this year, which is strange because you would think he's older. But we'll see about Tylen Wallace. James Prochet played really well. Devin Duvernay played really well. Um, I Rashad Bateman is coming in soon. I would say if there was another position, like if there was a lineman there, I would go that direction instead of Trey Turner. And it's really weird because you would imagine a month ago I would have said, yeah, give me Trey Turner because we need more receivers. But I mean,
Yes.
yeah, is it salivating thinking about the thought of Marquise Brown, Rashad Bateman, Trey Turner, Sammy Watkins, Mark Andrews with Lamar as your quarterback? Oh yeah, that would be an absolute nightmare for defenses. Like,
Yeah.
how are
No,
you going to
I
defend all
agree.
that? But at the end of the day, um, it's going to be really tough. And speaking of the Ravens, Vic Fangio's a crybaby. Like, let's be honest here. Fangio,
That was a bit of baby stuff. I don't really understand why you're getting so mad about that. To be honest, it's just normally in like a usual circumstance, like I maybe be a little pissed off, but like you're going for a record, so you might as well just do it. Who cares?
and yeah, and by the way, you know what team set that record?
Yeah, the Steelers did. Yeah, I knew they were going to do that.
And you really think Harbaugh is going like John Harbaugh, who's been there for a long time? He sees a Steelers record. And by the way, it wasn't a creative run play that he ran. It wasn't like a dangerous run play. It was literally, hey, they sent 3 or 4 linemen and tight ends, motion block. What part of the game are you at right now?
2nd and 4.
Okay, okay. So, but it was like, so
Let me see. Oh, there's the jet sweep, and that's a successful jet sweep if I've ever seen it.
I mean, I feel like we haven't done a ton of jet sweeps this year. I mean, granted, we
We
haven't
we
seen a
have
ton of
we have
offense
not.
this year, so
Yeah.
I mean, but going back to the whole Ravens thing, it's like you're gonna stop them. Then yeah, just stop them. Like,
Literally, yeah. Like just yeah,
and
people get pissy. It's old people just speaking into the cloud. I think, man.
yeah, and then I think it was I think someone brought up one a Ravens fan brought up a clip a year ago or 2 years ago,
Oh,
and it
please
was
tell
like
me Trey's not hurt.
no, I think it's like a hamstring or something.
Oh, he just gassed.
Yeah. Um, I think what was it? They showed a play against the Dolphins. I think that, and it was it was the he Drew Lock threw a 40-yard pass. Like the
Hmm.
Broncos were up by 7. It was 4th and 10, and the Broncos were up by 7. With like 10, 20 seconds up in the game, and then they brought hey, well, like you shouldn't run these unnecessary plays for player safety. Yet 2 years ago, you threw a 40-yard pass. Granted, it's 4th and 11. You punt the ball or whatever it was, but you still had to lead. Like the game was over by at that point. All the Ravens really wanted to do, and if you noticed it, they didn't throw the ball 40 yards down the field and try to make it get it to Tucker's field goal range, but they just ran a sweep, and Lamar gets 5 6 yards, and he falls down. Like that's literally all they did. I can guarantee you,
Yeah,
Harbaugh
I mean,
probably
they weren't gonna. They could just like slide down and they're not gonna get hurt. Also, 3rd and 7 here. Please don't go conservative. Like I know they're in this guy's field goal range, but you want to
I
go for
don't
the
know if they're
jugular
in field
here.
goal range though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, this is basically kind of no man's land. All right, let's see what happens here with this one. So what? 12:50. Yeah, 12:50 left in the second quarter. Did you want to go down just to the 10-minute mark here?
Yeah,
Or is
let's
that
go to the 10-minute mark.
okay? See what
Um,
happens. Okay, let's see if this they can keep. Okay, that's good protection, and okay, yeah, he'll run for that. That's easy pickings. That's beautiful. I will take that every time.
I mean, you would think that Braxton would be a good fit in this offense. I mean, but I mean, I is he going to come back next year or is he not?
I
I
think I don't think he will.
don't.
That was a great block from Lofton, that freshman.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, we
That
need
was
to start.
awesome.
Some of these guys are really good players.
The freshman, yeah. Notre
Yeah,
Dame only 27 total yards through 17 minutes of the game.
yeah. But I'm just gonna end the whole. Oh, okay. I'm gonna end the whole Ravens thing with this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
So basically, the reason why I think that this record is extra special is because that there's 43 games or 42 or 43 games consecutive games where they rushed for over 100 yards. The Ravens play the Colts next week on Monday Night Football. Now, for those who don't know the history, there used to be a team called the Baltimore Colts up until 1984. So the Indianapolis Colts that you know that are owned by the Irsay family, they are now they used to be in Baltimore, and then in 1984, the Irsay family shipped the Colts out of Baltimore to Indianapolis. This is different from when they moved the Browns from Cleveland, and that became the Ravens, because they announced Art Modell announced that they were going to Baltimore. The Irsay family never announced that they were moving to Indianapolis. Like it was
Hmm.
overnight. So
Yeah.
basically, the Ravens have the opportunity to set a 40-year-old, like a 40. By the way, Steve Johnson, former Orioles pitcher, had a great tweet response. He's like, Vic Fangio was like, I've been in the league for 37 years, and I've never seen a team play like this. And Steve Johnson said, that's because the record was 41 years ago.
That's funny.
No, so pretty much, the Ravens have a chance to set a record held by the Steelers, going
Hmm.
break the record against Indianapolis, who was owned by the family that in 1984 shipped the Colts from Baltimore to Indianapolis, and it seems like Villanueva is going to play tomorrow on Monday, but also
Hmm.
the Ravens also have Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell might be the guy that carries the ball that breaks the record, and so it would be very interesting, like the connections that you would have in that scenario. But
Hmm.
the fact that they're more than likely going to break the record against the Colts, it's going to be poetic, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun to see. Um,
That is, fate has a funny way of showing itself, man.
yeah, but I mean it's going to be pretty interesting to see what they do, how they play. I mean, Lamar, by the way, has been one of the better passers in the game. I mean, Hollywood Brown's on pace for over about 1,300 yards this year. Um, And it's interesting to see that now they're actually using the deep passing play to set up the running game. Now
Hmm.
maybe they're keying up on the run. Like teams are like defending the run, which leaves these guys wide open. But the problem is if you try to defend the pass, the Ravens are just gonna run. So they're gonna force you to defend against the run. But now they can stop the run by going to the pass. And yeah, I think going to pass. And then one of the things here, so it's gonna be pretty interesting how they stop what they do there. And by the way, Rashad Bateman might make his debut next on Monday. Now you have Rashad Bateman.
Oh yeah,
Now it's Rashad Bateman with Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, Sammy
that
Watkins.
is that that is a beautiful play for a touchdown. Is it?
That was close. That was a close. That was close.
Man, Brad I will say this so far. Brad Cornelson's calling a really good game. All right,
So far,
I'll say it. I'll say it. I'll say it.
so far,
Touchdown
he's
here.
calling a good
Let's see.
game.
Oh my God! Enough of these shotgun plays from the 1 yard line. Just go under center, bro. It's not rocket science.
Like I said, keep these plays simple. Like that is
Yeah,
basically. Um,
he was close. One. Oh, he's out. That's close. That was really close. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
yeah. I mean, do you like these plays that they have with
I,
Blummer?
I like. He's a tank. Why not? Just run him to the left side. You literally should just wait. What? Hello? Oh my God! Just run the freaking ball, dude. This should not be hard. This really should not.
That
You
was
run
the
the.
question. That was the question I was going to ask. Like, do you think because I haven't seen him throw the ball.
Yeah. This should be the same play 4 times in a row. Is Brad not? Come on. He's just trying to torture me. Oh wow, Wake Forest won today.
Oh yeah. And I think
We'll probably so it's 10:43 left. Yeah, if they score a touchdown here, we'll probably just we might. Oh wait, no, we might call it. I guess we've actually had a longer show than normal. Let's
yeah.
see here. Oh my God, just fade route. That literally should just be PI. It's so bad how they get inside the 1 yard line, man.
I mean, but let's also to be fair, that was like that could have been that might have been pass interference there. That might have been I mean, that might have been pass interference. I mean, as long as they ended with drives, I mean, that'll be fine. And then yeah, I think we covered it. Was there anything else for the Steelers that we need to bring up? I think we're
I,
about to.
I don't really need to bring up anything else. Oh, he made the he makes this.
That
Yeah.
scares me though. Like that field goal. Like when it's like that there, when it's at
Mm-hmm.
that point, that scares me big
Yeah,
time.
the Steelers do play Vic Fangio's Broncos tomorrow. That's a game that they should be able to win. To be honest, Denver's not really
Lock
good.
could be if Lock starting, you guys should win.
Yeah, yeah, they honestly should be able to get to 2-3. Honestly, though, they play Seattle next week without Russell Wilson. They can get back to 500, but I think that's really all I have to say on them.
Yeah, and then I think since you're on a ship, we'll end the show here. I mean, so let
That was a fun live stream. We haven't done that before, so that was really great to do it.
yeah, I mean, given our schedules, we might have to do it more like this, where we watch
Yes.
like because we know like that's the one time we know we both of our schedules will match up, and we just maybe do like a quarter or a half, and then that makes it easier. But yeah, I mean, it was definitely a lot of fun. I mean, I definitely didn't notice we went 46 minutes.
I did not notice that either.
But yeah, I mean, we're more than likely we'll discuss it more during the week whether this is we shift the show to be something like this where we have this discussion, but we watch maybe like the first quarter or
Mm,
the first half. I mean, I think it will depend a lot on how the game's going because obviously if the game goes a certain way later on, no one probably wants to hear us um, say certain things.
yes.
So well, that's what we'll do. I mean, Ravens played the Colts with Carson Wentz with two bum ankles. Oh, by the way, here's what I did was so apparently the Colts need to the Colts might be bad this year, but they might not get the reward for it. You know why?
Why?
Because when they made that trade with the Eagles for Carson Wentz, it was a second round pick, but it was a conditional second round pick. You know what the condition was? If
What?
they make the playoffs, Carson Wentz had to play 77 or 75% of the snaps. If they didn't make the playoffs and Carson Wentz plays 70 or 75% of the snaps, that pick goes to the Eagles.
That's actually kind of funny.
No, so and what screws the Colts even more. Speaking of the two bum ankles, they could have put Carson Wentz on short-term IR and kept him behind that threshold. And the
Yeah.
AFC is so bad that Carson Wentz is going to hit at least 70. He's more likely going to hit 80% of the snaps. So the
Hmm.
Colts could suck, literally get a top five pick, and the Eagles could end up with Kyle Hamilton or a top five pick because they made this trade.
Yeah.
So we'll end the show there. I think we'll discuss it more, but it seems more likely that we'll probably do like we'll live stream the first quarter of the.
Yeah. We might have to do this moving forward.
Yeah, I mean it was a lot of fun, but we'll probably see you next Saturday when they play Pitt.
Pitt. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds good with me, man. This was a lot of fun, and I definitely look forward to doing it in the future.
Yeah, and check Hunter's Twitter because you do write for Big Ten, right?
Yeah, I do Saturday tradition stuff. Yeah, I've been working on something as I speak. So
Yeah. So check out Hunter's Twitter. He's doing stuff. He's writing stuff for the Big Ten as well. So we'll see you next Saturday.
yeah, we'll see you then.